Good morning, YouTube family. Back at you again in your eardrums. Could not wait to get to you today. Been out for a couple of weeks, but we're getting ready to be a little bit more consistent. So be ready for it. Just a few things on the agenda, on the horizon. Coach Jackson at Prairie View. We're going to have Coach Robinson, the baseball coach at Texas Southern. These people are coming up in the next few shows, guaranteed. Thank you for tuning in again. As I always say when we sign on, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share it with some friends so we can continue to grow the program. Also, I got my merch here. We want to make sure that you get you some merchandise. Go to fatlarrypodcast@gmail.com. fatlarrypodcast@gmail.com. Now, I got black and white on display today, but we got all colors. Long sleeve, as you see I have on, hoodies, short sleeves. Black has been my favorite one so far, and it has been the top seller, black hoodies. But you can get you a black t-shirt, a black long sleeve shirt. Just get you some merchandise so you can help spread the word. We're so thankful once again that you're here on the show. And what we're going to do now is go right into the action that just passed over the last couple of weeks. Today is April the 10th, Thursday. So I am just about out of my pills for my nerves from University of Houston losing Monday night. I'm just about over it. So all you people in basketball junkies know what I'm talking about. Definitely here in H-Town, you know, we were walking around like zombies Monday night and Tuesday, but that's okay. We understand only one team can win and the other has to lose. So University of Houston did a magnificent job in getting to the national championship. I can recall 2 games prior to getting there, there was no way they was going to win. They was not going to beat Arizona again. They was not going to beat Duke. They were not going to beat Purdue. But as always, Kelvin Sampson, ace card, his number one thing that his team does, and it travels, not just in basketball, but football, basketball, any team sport that there is a defensive end, defense travels. So it doesn't matter where University of Houston plays, they're going to play some defense. They just need to be on offensively, which leads me into, I want you down below to give me your opinion on what you think they should have done that last time out. Now, the play call was for them to throw several screens and hopefully Cryer would pop open. If he didn't pop open, then Sharp would pop open. So Sharp got the ball. He's been launching threes all tournament from the logo, which means for none of you non-basketball junkies, that's almost at half court. So even if now this is my opinion, one more time, down below, write your opinion. I felt like he thought the guy may block it or tip it. I don't care if he just throw a moon ball up to the rim, as long as it hits the rim so the rebounders get a chance to put it back in. Also, Kelvin Sampson was saying that the play was not just designed for a three-pointer. He could have pumped fake and then gone to the basket or pump fake and took the three. He did it wonderfully the night before against Duke, and he did it against Cooper Flagg, the number 1 player in college basketball. And for some reason, he froze up, as we that play sports say, pressure burst the pipe. Now, I don't know if it was pressure that got Sharp, because Sharp has been playing wonderful one more time the whole tournament. And I'm not going to put this on Sharp, because prior to him doing that turnover, LJ had a turnover. And prior to that, Tugler had a turnover. You get the rebound and you bring the ball down low. You cannot do that. Big guys, when you get the rebound, you have to keep it up. You have to keep it up because when you bring it down low, everybody's hands gets in the mix. And that's what happened. They knocked the ball out of Tugler's hand. It became a jump ball, and Florida got the possession and went down and scored. But I feel like one more time, if we could have just got the ball up in the air. I mean, you hold Florida to 65 points. You know, Florida scoring 80 and 90 points a game. That's what a lot of the prognosticators were saying, that Florida was going to blow University of Houston off the court. You know, I took bets on that just to let them know that that's not going to happen. They're not blowing them out. So I won a bet on that they weren't going to beat them by no 10 points, no 15 points, and things of that nature. No way. Not against University of Houston, Kelvin Sampson. That's not going to happen. But they still won the game. And trust me, if you ask any of those players and coaches, they feel very fortunate to have won that game. Just like University of Houston against Duke. Duke was so far ahead, you know, people, and I must admit, I started feeling down for the University of Houston. I didn't think they could make that comeback, and they did, which one more time is the same thing that Florida did. Florida is the type of team like University of Houston, they don't give up. U of H don't give up. And so it was a tremendous game. I think they said they had 18 million viewers. And that was the largest viewership since 2019. So for 6 years, no one has watched the national championship game like they watched it this past Monday. And one more time, I am so proud of University of Houston. And yes, I know I'm basically a lot of times an HBCU-backed program, meaning that I report a lot of sports from HBCU. But as I've always said, I've always been a University of Houston fan. Reason being, and I always say this, so I'm gonna say it again, is because University of Houston was one of the first PWIs, predominantly white institutions, to start recruiting and signing black players as early in the 60s. That's why they were blackballed out of Southwest Conference for so long. But that's neither here nor there anymore, but I am a U of H fan and will continue to be. Let me tell you what they got coming in the pipeline. They got 3 5-stars. They got a kid that's a 4-star. They just got Pop Isaac scoring 17 points a game at Creighton. And they got a 6'10 center or a 6'9 center out of Sam Houston. Now, he's not tremendous offensively, but University of Houston know how to get the players to protect that rim. He's supposed to be a hell of a shot blocker. They're still going to have Tugler. Now, JVR, I don't know if JVR Francis is going to have another year of eligibility, but if he's gone, then now it's time for the other kids. They got a kid, Cynic, 6'10", coming in, 5-star. They got Kingston Fleming from San Antonio, guard, 5-star, and they got Isaiah Hartwell, a 5-star shooting guard coming in. So they're doing a tremendous job on recruiting, and how that's possible is you win. The story and the history behind University of Houston, when Kelvin Sampson got here, the gym had rats running through it, Hawthorne's Pavilion. Nobody attended the games. Now you can't get a ticket. Just a tremendous job that Kelvin Sampson has done over at the University of Houston. Now everyone knows about the University of Houston basketball program. And I agree with Coach Sampson. And that is that if you got a president or a chancellor, which she is of University of Houston, that understands the connection between having a good sports program, be it football, baseball, or basketball, it resonates through the country. Not just as a good sports team, but kids want to come to the University of Houston because they have this hellacious basketball team. Trust me, University of Michigan, you can't sit 100,000 people there if you don't have fans. And so University of Michigan goes with winning. Ohio State University goes with winning, 95,000. University of Texas goes with winning, 104,000. So I think University of Houston is on the right trajectory as the kids now are calling him wanting to come to the University of Houston. We just need the football team to pick it up, which I think the coach over there is going to do that. I think they got a good find. This guy has won everywhere he's gone. So one more time, I want to give my flowers to the University of Houston, Coach Sampson, all the players at University of Houston. Let me call off their lineup because they deserve it. You got L.J. Cryer at guard, Uzan, who I was on. I'm not going to deny it. I was on Uzan, Milos Uzan. He's the other guard. You got Juwan, who we hate to see leaving, JBR, Tugler, and you got Shaw. So those guys have done a tremendous service to the University of Houston, left them much better than when they came. His teams have continuously elevated themselves at the University of Houston, from making the playoffs to going to the second round, to going to the third round, the Elite Eight, Final Four. So giving my kudos out to Coach Sampson, his coaching staff, and the University of Houston. Now, moving on to HBCUs, I want to give Alabama State some flowers. Alabama State won the SWAC championship and tournament, and they also won a first game. Texas Southern, Grambling, and Alabama State has done that. They're the teams from the SWAC that have won a not a game going into the National Basketball NCAA Tournament. So that's a good thing. Hold on, I'm trying to get something up right here. And you guys are going to like it. Okay, here we go. There's a coach that resigned from Bluefield State University. Bluefield State is in the CIAA. And when you're good, I'm telling you, they'll find you. So there's a PWI that is after him. You got coaches that have had great season. Now they get the fruits of their hard work. You got coach, soon as Maryland got beat, this coach leaves and goes to Villanova. And they have the audacity at times to want to get on the kids for jumping into the transfer portal, changing schools from one year to the next year. The coaches do it. There's no problem with the coaches doing it. There's a sportcaster, Jay Billis, or Bylis, the one that comes on the ESPN. This guy played at Duke. He made a statement that is so hypocritical of the NCAA and the college basketball community to always want to talk about the kids jumping to the highest bidder. That's the same thing that the coaches do, and that's what he was trying to say. This guy, let me try to write him down so I can make sure I remember him. The coach from Maryland went to Villanova. That's one. The coach from Xavier went to the University of Texas. They just, they say one thing and do something else. The kids can't, they don't want the kids to do it, but they can do it. Then you got the coach at UNLV. He left. So these coaches are going, and I'm not mad at them. What I'm mad at is quit talking derogatory about the kids doing it. That's what I'm mad at. These kids, they got opportunity to make money. Actually, these kids got opportunity. This is what JT Topping from Texas Tech just did. Today, one more time, is April the 10th, Thursday. He announced today that he was not going to go into the draft. He's going to get $3 to $4 million. Let me talk to my producer. If If you get a chance to go to the NBA, which he would probably get drafted, you got to be in a certain position to get X amount of dollars, Shayla. So if you're not in the top 16, you're not going to make what he's going to make $3 million in college. So what would you do? Would you stay or just time to go ahead and go to the pros? Okay, no problem. I wanted your opinion, but I'm staying. Let me give you mine. See now, also family, this guy have no idea about sports. So I like to pull him in. He's like the Irmo on Jimmy Kimmel on ABC. This is my Guillermo right here. This is my Guillermo. But anyway, why take a cut? You can go to college, room and board, 3 squares a day. You're going to make $3 million playing basketball when you don't even, and nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. This is guaranteed money. He's staying. There's some other kids doing the same thing. Yeah, there's some other kids doing the same. Cooper Flagg, they say, is going, but Cooper Flagg making so much money, it's ridiculous. He's making $4 or $5 million a year. In college, 18 years old in college. In college. Making $4 or $5 million. Well, actually, he's making like 5 and above. But why go to the pros when you can get this money and stay in college? Don't have that problem of, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. You're already the man in college. So that's what they're doing. University of Houston is going to have that problem with on Uzan and a couple of other kids, Sharp. But I think Sharp should come back. Uzan should come back another year. And to go with Pop Isaac is the perfect fit to take L.J. Cryer's place. Now, don't forget, University of Houston got Mercy Miller, a kid that was scoring 30 points a game in high school. He didn't play much this year because Kelvin Sampson doesn't let freshmen get on the floor too often. You got to be not only a star, you got to be very dynamic. And you got to understand his defensive scheme. You got to go play. You got to rebound. You're not playing unless you rebound with Kelvin Sampson. Guard your man. You're not going to see the floor. So they're going to have a great problem next year, University of Houston. Some people are already saying Percy Miller should leave. He's going to leave. I don't think he's leaving. I think he lacks. Like Uzan came from Oklahoma. Uzan was already a 4-star when he was at Oklahoma. But he told Coach Sampson, he wanted to come. So you got guys that see what they're doing over there. I think his words were, they win, and I want to learn how to play defense because defense has gotten 4 of Coach Sampson's guard into the NBA that are playing right now. So he's added that to his game, and I just feel good about that. So I got back to the University of Houston. I wasn't trying to, but Texas Southern basketball kind of like let me down this year. We looked like we had a good squad, and it just for some reason we had so many defensive lapses that it killed us. So many defensive lapses, it killed us. But I look for Johnny Jones, our head coach, to bring us back next year. We can't go into the portal and spend $1 million and bring a 3-point specialist and this type of thing. But there are plenty of players out there that just want an opportunity to get minutes and play and display their talents. And you can do that at Texas. I've told a lot of people that before. You don't have to be at a major school. Because one thing about it, if you're at a mid-major or even a school like Texas Southern, because Texas Southern plays the big schools. We had a guy that played for the University of Mississippi this year. This guy played for University of Mississippi and played, but he started at Texas Southern. So that's why I tell these guys, if you're not getting minutes at these major schools, go to one of these HBCUs, get your time in, and then if the money comes, go. Michael Vick, matter of fact, said the other day, I was reading some headlines right here at HBCU Game Day. Michael Vick was saying that, hey, I want our kids to matriculate to the utmost of their talent so that if somebody sees you and we playing them in the next year, Alabama comes by or somebody like University of Tennessee, University of Houston calls you and say, look, we'd like to have you in our program. We got $500,000 for you. Michael Vickers already said he wants his kid to go and take the money. He's not going to be upset because he knows he's coming from the same place they did. You know, there are some black kids that's got nice families, but the majority of the kids that play sports, you know, they come from single head household, as I did, and they determined to get out and what have you. So he's not mad about the kids if they jump, and definitely if they jumping to make more money. So just making lateral movements, you know, he or nor me or well, I'm into that. I'm not into that. But if you're gonna make some money, fine, go ahead and make your money. Now, TSU spring football is in play as everybody else is. We have some wonderful recruits. Coach Dishman went out and found some good people. As you know, if you saw my last show, offensive coordinator, Coach Smith was here. They're very optimistic about the upcoming season. I've been looking at Grambling, Southern, Alabama A&M, State, Valley. Valley got a new coach that has said that there's no excuses. He said, I didn't come here to talk about what we don't have and what we need. He understands what position Valley is in. And that's the attitude you got to have. Not just at Valley. You know, Jackson State got a few more things than what Valley has, but Jackson State doesn't have what University of Mississippi has. They don't have what Mississippi State has. But you make do with what you have. And so that was great that coach said that. Alabama A&M got a new coach also. Some great news now that I brought up Alabama A&M. Well, I don't know if it's great for Grambling, my buddy, big boy, Grambling, my homeboy that went to Grambling. You know you lost y'all head basketball coach. I don't see where y'all gotten another one yet, but I said that to say that Grambling's coach, Danny Jackson, he is signed to go to Alabama A&M. I had a friend say, well, why would he go to Alabama A&M? You know, they still in the SWAC. One more time. Alabama A&M doesn't have the name Grambling had, but they may have a little bit more money than Grambling had. So trust me, it's always going to come down to money. And then plus, he may have wanted to just get out of Louisiana. He may have just wanted to get out of Grambling. You know, he might have got tired of seeing them 2 stop signs. I know I'm going to get a call from my homeboy when I always tease him about, man, you got 2 stop signs, you got a red blinking light in Grambling. That's all y'all got going on there. So maybe he got tired of that and he wanted to go to Alabama. But I'm thinking the money is involved in it too, for sure. So Alabama A&M gets Grambling's head basketball coach. University of Houston just got a new women's basketball coach. A guy that was at University of Kentucky took some time off because of his health. So they say he's pretty good. So University of Houston, I knew this guy was, the prior coach was going to get fired because he hadn't done a thing in 5 years. And they actually treated him great. They gave him 5 years. I think he had one winning season. So they now have a new coach at University of Houston. Now let me go off back into my HBCUs. You got some news coming out about Delaware State and Norfolk State. They want to do a practice session against each other because Dion has said that at Colorado that, you know, they get tired in spring training of just practicing with each other, just like the pro teams do. You know the pro teams, Shaylin, that when they practice during the summer for the season, they practice against each other occasionally, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they want to practice against Syracuse, Colorado did. And so the coach, Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State, the same one that played with the Philadelphia Eagles, he and Michael Vick wanted to practice against each other. So they're now deliberating that NCAA to see if they'll be able to do that. So that's something they're trying to do is play against it. And I think it's a good thing. I mean, if you don't have to spend a lot of money, you get a college you can go to, drive to, or that type of thing, let them practice against each other. That breaks the monotony of practicing against each other. Now, Major League Baseball, I jumped from HBCU. I'm going to Major League Baseball. I'm sorry, I just looked over and saw that I missed it. But anyway, baseball is real early. I'm just going to give you the top 3 teams in each division. In the American League, you got Toronto. Every year, Toronto starts off pretty good, the Blue Jays. You got New York Yankees, and you got the Red Sox. Let me stop at the Red Sox. Red Sox got Bergman. Yeah, our Bergman that played here with the Astros for 8 years. And he's doing real well. So you got Toronto, New York, and the Red Sox in the East. In the Central, you got Detroit, the Tigers, and the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians. So the Twins are 4th, so I think the Twins some type of way before the season over, we're going to matriculate up in there. But right now, Detroit is doing real well. In the West, which is where the Astros are, with all the changes the Astros have done, they're still in 3rd place. And they're not getting any hitting. They gave away a game last night, 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th, and lost the game 6-5. That's crazy. That is crazy. Excuse me, 7-6. They came in and scored a run. They lost the game 7-6. The pitching is letting them down. The relief pitching is letting them down again. Because the starting pitcher, Brown, pitched 7 strong innings and no runs. And so you got the Rangers, the Los Angeles Angels, which is a surprise, and you got the Astros. In the National League, you got in the East, the Phillies, the Mets, and Miami. I guess all that $500 million the Mets paid Juan Soto, it came out, it's worth it because they're in 2nd place. Can you believe a guy make $40 million a year? That's why I try to tell these kids, baseball, man, that's the route to go. You don't be all broke up when you get ready to retire. You know, fingers broke, leg broke, wrist broke, you know, all this old good stuff. In the Central, you got Cubs, the Brewers, and St. Louis Cardinals. In the West, you got the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers. Okay, so baseball is just tipping off, and it's going to be kind of slow to matriculate. NBA. Now, the NBA is getting ready to take off. NBA, you in the West, you got OKC as 1. And let me pull this up because I had it and it went down. Let me put it because I really want to go over this properly. Here we go, NBA. NBA, the playoffs, you got OKC has won the West. They're the number 1 team in the West, so they'll have home court. Actually, OKC will have home court all the way through the playoffs. OKC is the first-ranked team. They'll play the 8th place team, which the NBA now, I don't know if you can recall, they now have a play-in. So the 9th and 10th teams play in to become the 7th and the 8th. So right now you got the Warriors at 7, who the Rockets would play if they stay there. OKC will play the Timberwolves if they win that position. You got the Lakers at 3, would play Memphis, and you got the Nuggets and Clippers would play. Just off the top of my head right now, I want to go with the Rockets or the Lakers. OKC has done the most damage for the year, but all of the paper, statistics, looking at the standings, looking at the past year, you say OKC in the finals. You know, quite naturally, you know, I'm a Laker. My friends are always getting on me, talking about, I ain't never seen anybody got 2 teams. But hey, I can have 2 teams. I don't care. You can have one. Yes, I am a Laker fan. But I'm also a Rocket fan. I'm not upset if the Rockets win. I love the Rockets, absolutely. But I'm a Laker fan. One more time, Magic Johnson made me a Laker fan. So, but anyway, You got OKC. Now in the East, you got Cavs with the #1 record. They would play Orlando or the Hawks. Celtics would play Orlando or the Hawks, the loser there. Knicks will play the Pistons. That's going to be a good game, a good series. Pistons are young and they tough. You got the Pacers will play the Bucks, another good series. Giannis is Giannis, but everybody else on that Milwaukee Bucks team is so up and down and inconsistent. I don't know why they traded Giroux and just messed up the whole Buck scenario. Milwaukee Bucks have not been the same. They have not been the same. So over here in the East, I'm going to go with the Celtics again. Even though the Cavaliers got the best record, they the champs until somebody beat them. That's the way I look at it. Until somebody beat them, they the champs. So the NBA, get ready to fire up your TV because it's getting ready to be on. The playoffs start next week. That's exactly. And I think I told you guys that on the transfer portal, Pop Isaac, that played at Texas Tech, a darn good guard, and people saying, well, what are they going to do with Mercy Miller? Mercy will still get playing time, I promise you. You know, because Malik is leaving. There's going to be playing time for these guys. And it makes it good that you got talent because competition is good. Now, the guys out of college that you can look for in the draft, I think you're looking at Cooper Flagg, Walter Clayton Jr., and Duke actually had 3 guys on there that they were talking about going in the first round. The Canopal kid, Flagg, and Maluch, the tall African. They thinking about he may go. That's 3 guys going in the first round from Duke. Now also, Maluch, now that we're talking about it, you know, they got this visa thing where they're sending people back to their countries. What would you call them? They sending what back to their different countries? You know, Trump is sending everyone. No, not the terrorists. They're not terrorists. But he's just sending people back to their country. And this kid, Maluk, is from one of the African countries that he's designated to send them back. And he's going, but the NBA I was reading is working on some type of way to get him to stay, to keep him here. There's a kid also, not a kid, a grown man, this is not even sports at all, that got sent accidentally to El Salvador. Did you see Shaylin at El Salvadoran prison that they got sent to? Well, you know Trump sent about 200 people. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. When they get off the plane and get in that place, El Salvador is not messing around. I tell you how much they're not messing around. Trump paid them $10 million to take them. Take these bad jokers, do what you want to do with them. When they come in, they strip. They got boxing shorts on and a t-shirt. They got chains with their hands and their back on their feet. Their head is bent to the ground so they don't even see the guys that's working there, the security that's working there. Yeah, I don't even think they allow them to look at them. And I was like, they sit them all down in the middle of that thing. They say the air stay on at a certain temperature. They got 80 in a cell at a time. And they don't mess around. Ain't no fighting. And when you got 80 people in the cell, you would think it'd be fighting. They don't allow that. I'm telling you, El Salvador don't mess around. And it may be some other countries eventually send some money over there to them and say, hey, man, can you take these? We don't want them, you know. So I'm making fun of it, but they sent that guy over there on mistake, a guy that been in America, born and raised in America, Hispanic guy, talking about he was part of the gang, but he wasn't. And now Trump and them are taking a good time about bringing them home. The judge has ordered for them to bring them home immediately. And they taking a good time talking about this paperwork involved. I'm like, man, they could have that guy back home tomorrow if they wanted to, if they really wanted to. So We got Dallas Cowboys. Who you think they're going to draft? They talking about Jerry Jones. All you got to do is wait on Jerry Jones to screw it up. That's all you got to do is wait on Jerry Jones to screw it up. They need a running back. They got a kid from Boise State, gained almost 2,000 yards. It's real simple. Then they say they need an offensive tackle. They got all type of offensive tackle. I look for Jerry Jones to do something out of left field so crazy, you know, you're not going to believe it. Then they're talking about quarterback. They've had time to blackball, can you believe it? They're trying to blackball Shedeur. I had a buddy call and say, man, you think they're going to draft him back in the third or fourth round? I said, no. They got people talking. Sometimes people talk to dissuade other teams. Well, I didn't know that about him. We're going to pass him up. When they got him in there, focused the whole while. So also they had something to say about Harris. What's the kid number 12 at Colorado? Is that his name, Harris? The tough guy. Come on, Shaylin, you got to snap out of it, man. I told y'all I got a girl over here. He's been doing this sports for me for 3 years, and he's learned about 5 things. How would you learn 5 things in 3 years? But that's all right. That's my boy. But anyway, Shedeur. Oh, also, Shedeur's brother. Now, do you at least know that? He don't know. But anyway, I'm sorry, family. It's funny. This guy been around me for 3 years. He absolutely knows nothing but how to work these films, these videos, and these cameras. But anyway, his son Shiloh, they were trying to get him down to a 4.4. You know, playing DB, you can't be that slow. But he's gonna get a try simply because he's Deion's son. But I don't see him making it because of that. He's very slow, and but who knows? Depends on where you go. A lot of times, it's the opportunity that presents itself, and are you willing to take advantage of it? As I told you at the beginning of the show, we're going to try to have, for all my PV YouTube followers, we're going to try to have Coach Jackson on in the upcoming weeks, hopefully the next show. I got some people working on trying to get him to come. And then after that, we're trying to get Coach Robinson, the TSU's head baseball coach. They're currently in second place. Let me read the standings for the baseball right quick. And we won't be here too much longer because we're changing from basketball going into baseball. And so many people just feel like baseball is not this and baseball is not that. But baseball is a great game. It's a great game. Football Media Day for the SWAC is going to be July the 16th. That means they'll be going to Birmingham with 2 of players, and each one will have 2 of their players go with them. And wait a minute. Come on. Here we go. Okay, baseball. We got Texas Southern. Well, Alabama State swept Alabama A&M over the weekend. And Texas Southern beat Alcorn State. They swept them. And getting ready to get the standings for you before we get away in the baseball. And as I always tell you, family, if you're in the area, go to one of the games because the kids really need your support financially, and they need you to just be up in the stands. They need you to be there in the stands for them. Okay, we got Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman are leading the SWAC East. Let me tell you something about them. Every year that's going to happen. You got, on that Florida coast, they love baseball over there. You got Dominicans, you got blacks, got Hispanic, all types of Hispanic. They love some baseball. Florida A&M is 11-1. Bethune-Cookman is 10-2. Texas Southern is 10-2. I said Texas Southern started off real well. Alabama State 9-3. Grambling 7-5. Prairie View 4-5. Southern 4-5. Southern is 5-7 as of this past weekend. They start playing today, Thursday, April the 10th again. Texas Southern will be playing University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. So when you see this, if you get an opportunity, come out Saturday to see them play at the park, McGregor Park. Mississippi Valley is 4-8. Jackson State is 4-8. Pine Bluff is 3-6. Alabama A&M is 2-10. And Alcorn is 0-12. Now the schedule for this week, as I told you, Texas Southern will be playing Alcorn. They beat Alcorn last week. They playing Arkansas Pine Bluff. Florida A&M is playing Mississippi Valley. Bethune-Cookman is Alabama A&M. Pine Bluff, Texas Southern. Grambling's at Prairie View. Alcorn's at Southern. So what we want to do today is make sure that you go to the website, fatlarrypodcast@gmail.com. Write a comment down below. Send me your request for a hoodie or a t-shirt, and we'll get right back with you. Also, I need you to go to fatlarrypodcast@gmail.com if you would like to be the next guest host. We're getting ready to do that. We're going to have a guest host from my listening audience. Okay? So what I want to do is thank you for watching the show, spreading the word, and I hope to see you guys again next week. Peace out.